collect the roads of that play. Today's episode will start with a tedious task of filling another fight.
Now we are turned to rulers. The Dark Lord can see into your head. My head.
It's good. A coin of the realm.
Sure, but it's the coin of Gondor's realm.
If you don't want it.
Oh, I didn't say that, Captain. But how about a few less of these and a little more of that elvish cloth you brought over from Eregion?
I think we can do that.
That's interesting.
Now?
Wealth will not save Gondor. Uruk do not care for trinkets.
Sauron will use gold to buy allies among the kingdoms of men.
Can always taste blood, and I'm telling you, it's the blood what makes the grog taste. I wonder what the cats are going to do now that the tower's here.
Funny thing that they told us their names plenty of times, but we all forgot. To a man, we forgot. It was like they didn't want us remembering. After a while, they were just the two Istari, and sometimes the big one and the little one. Can't say how I can't remember. I remember the bigger one telling us stories of a goblin city, of a man who could turn himself into a bear, of the time when, well, I guess it didn't matter too much to him that some of his stories needed some cleaning up, or would scare a dead man out of his grave. When the bigger one left, he took his cane, but he left a walking stick behind, with all these little notches cut into it. He was keeping track of something for sure.
That's interesting. For those of you who don't know,
Better out there.
to the start,
These wizards, the Istari, what do you know of them?
Yeah.
Is their power greater than yours?
I have not yet been tested against them. Saruman the White is the leader of the White Council. His knowledge of the Rings of Power is deep.
Sunlight,
Nani here Gelar Mordor.
Ragabast, who is now Tori. Perhaps. I guess I have two wizards, two Istari that went to these never so far, these were the street.
Sharpening. You've got to hone your axe until its edge can split one of your beard hairs in two.
Oh, it's sharp enough to kill a growl. Now pass me the pipe.
Sharp enough ain't what the hunt's about, little brother. You've got to learn to respect the hunt. A keen blade for a clean kill. Without respect for the beast, we're no better than the orcs. Now, let's give her a taste.
For Durin, give a dwarf fair warning when you yank hairs from his beard.
Look at this, Torvin. Split the hair in two. There's hope for you yet.
dwarf knows no fear. I don't know if he's brave or stupid, or both.
He has no fear of death, but there are many worse things than death waiting in Mordor.
I never want to have to be in the Udu outpost again. It's too cold, it's too wet, it's too dark. What are you complaining about?
Here, take this. I want someone watching over Queen Marwen at all times. I'm afraid she may do harm to herself. Now go. Mother, what is happening to you? Is this gift worth the price you are paying?
The end of darkness is worth whatever price. Such is the spirit of Nurnen Nithariel.
Nurnen needs you, Mother. These visions do not bring us enough benefit to befit your loss.
But they do, my child. I have seen a vision of the Ringmaker, Celebrimbor himself. It is through him alone that Nurnen may be saved.
Of course, that person telling us this.
This land is rich and green, but there is a sickness on it.
These waters are bitter, and the creatures within them foul. But they will feed Sauron's war machine.
Bet if we got up high, we could jump down on the Grave Walker and split him wide open. Why do the pigskins have
The north collapses upon us. The Tower of Nightmare builds in Nurnen. The Nameless One returns.
Mother, take this.
Thank you, my child.
These visions corrode you, and what medicine we still have is fast done away.
My visions are the hope of Nurnen. If I must sacrifice myself for my people, so be it.
What happened in the Grey Mountains, Mother?
What happened, Lethariel? I left with the strength we need.
pick up some clothes? Ain't so much.
Information can be dangerous.
The difference between poison and medicine is often in the dose.
I'm trying to create several positions.
I'm ready for some proper action. Careful what you wish for. I'll get some sooner than you think.
fairly won. You will take this message from Sauron back to your Spider Queen Shelob, the last daughter of Ungoliant. Your eggs will not be allowed to hatch in Mordor. Your children will no longer prey on the Morgul flies. You will depart this realm, abandon your nests in Nan Ungol. You have grown fat on our generosity. We have fed you as we would a pet, allowed you to run unfettered. This ends now. Our union, as it was, has ended. Our will is irresistible. We have spoken.
Every creature here seems to live to slaughter every other.
And every one of them will learn to fear us above all.
Run behind you, man! I can't believe he killed the Hammer. The Grave Walker mocks us all. Make him pay, I say.
That tough, actually.
The damn flies seem to be following me. I can't hardly go nowhere without them buzzing around. I was going to scout Tower Bond, the slave city. The Orcs got a prison there, and enough people in chains to run the mines and the mills and make the city go. But there it was. One stinking fly. I could hear it buzzing, but couldn't see it or squash it. Thing was following me, I swear. I was out on a skip, middle of the Sea of Nurn, and the fly was coming along for a ride, like it knew. Following me like all the time. I can't get the buzzing and humming to stop. It don't matter whether I'm sleeping or eating or squatting. I can hear them. They're in my damn head. Make them stop!
That is what's happening. Fly. Like so.
The war that is coming will engulf all of Middle-earth.
Many powers are moving their pieces into place. Here, Gelar Mordor.
Isn't it lovely, dear? The dwarves made this.
You've been drinking. You smell like a mule who's gotten into the rock gut.
It's a fine anniversary present. And look at the craftsmanship.
Our anniversary was last week.
It was brought in from the sea.
You mean you won this at the tavern? My husband. Get in the house.
Not everything.
The rivers of this sea reach beyond the Efelduoth. If the tribesmen can escape, they could travel north to Minas Ithil.
The Tower of the Moon.
All right. Hold still. I'm afraid to say it's going to... It's going to hurt. I've done all I can. We've called for one of your people, but I don't... In the meantime, why don't you tell me about that? The medallion you're holding.
You just want to distract me. Very well. These are the two trees of Valinor. A symbol of the endless cycle. Life, death, and rebirth. Come closer, and I will tell you their tale. We must... I feel we must distract ourselves from the grim happenings of this day.
That is sad. But I think most of these are sad. So makes it great.
There will be no medals for us, Celebrimbor. No honor or glory.
Let those who come after take the glory. We must keep hope alive long enough for them to have that chance.
So say, to be for myself, I said, most of these books are sad, but some of them kind of sad, and so I just understand why the difference happening around you.
I'm sorry. His wound was too great. I had thought...
You stayed with him. It is enough.
Here. He'd probably want you to have it. It's broken, but...
No, human. You keep it. These are ancient things, those trees. We watch them wither and die with the cold, but always they return. We see strength in their roots, and hope as they stretch into the light. Let this token remind you of the elf you tried to save, of the bond between your people and mine.
That is just cool, actually.
We are not the first alliance of men and elves to challenge Sauron within Mordor.
No, but we shall be the last. In victory or defeat, my people will diminish.
What was that? I see the Ranger! Get him! Get back here!
Came in from the road with a hard look in their eyes, as if they traveled too far and seen too much. They were wizards, true, both of them caked in dust. And when one would talk, he'd stop to think, and there'd be the other to finish right up. Like they had one brain and two mouths. It was creepy for sure, but neither seemed to notice. I heard them say they were hunting in the darkness. Damned if I know if they found it. But I guess those fellows can find trouble when they're looking for it.
Yeah.
I leave down the cave.
I laughed at Dirheil when he talked of wizards, necromancers, and magic. I told him to stop being a child.
As children, you are closest to the Eldar. When grown, You have no understanding of immortality.
They're burning the bodies there.
Is that bad?
It's worse. We've abandoned Duathang. Either to the orcs or the outcasts. I can't imagine which is worse. We're thin on the ground here.
2 regiments worth called back home. Maybe a dozen more down with the sweats.
Maybe even more than that. And I don't think we can hide it anymore, no matter how they change up the patrols. The orcs may have already smelt it out, too. They're getting uppity in Mordor. Here, look at this.
That's quite a blade. Where'd you get it?
Off an orc scout. I expect he won't need it anymore. You keep it.
That is the spirit of Mordor. The knife in the back. They do our work for us.
They are united in their hatred of man, and dominated by the will of their master.
The boss is pretty happy here in the top. He has some his guy.
My wife!
Yes. The Uruk have told me you to go on about her. Tell us what we need to know. Where are the bandits? Where are your friends?
I need to see her. I need...
Yes, your wife. Again. It has been a long time. And while the physical pain of your torture will pass, you will always hurt inside. The loss is like a gaping wound. You have suffered quite enough torment, and it is time for your misery to end. Your wife is waiting.
Damn you. They're in the woods. The hidden woods.
Take him away.
What you said?
Yes, our promise. You will be reunited with your wife. Now long dead. No, you have betrayed your friends and doomed yourself over a distant memory, a phantom. And when you are reunited with your wife, know that we will also carry your skull as a trifle, and a reminder that our will is irresistible. Now go. Your wife awaits.
That is one.
There are stories and fates more bitter than ours within Mordor.
Those who gave in to despair, who abandoned all hope of redemption. That is not our fate.
Careful with the pouch, Torvin. It almost went in the fire.
Wow, that old thing. Time to get rid of that rag. It barely keeps the pipeweed dry.
It is a rag, brother. And I'll keep this souvenir from our first hunt till it turns to dust. Remember us tracking that great spider through Mirkwood nearly 60 years ago? Then drawing her out using live bait?
Yes, but why do I always have to be the bait?
You have a quality. You make things want to kill you. It's a gift, really. But Torvin, this was your first kill. Ours together is what made you a hunter. And I'll treasure it always, brother.
I caught Deerhire puffing on that pipeweed once. He raided the garrison pantry and consumed a week's worth of field rations.
Human minds and appetites are a mystery to my people. There is still light to be uncovered within the Land of Shadow.
Them caves nearby. We should send a couple slaves in there and see if we hear them scream. Best weather for